Hey, what's up? First thing I like to say is thanks for hitting the link and watching this video. It took time and effort to make this. Really do appreciate that. Also, if you don't mind, can you hit that like and subscribe? Hitting the like don't hurt none. You can hit it right before you see the video. Don't worry, you will be satisfied. Also, we're trying to get some new things going on in this channel, and to do that, I need new equipment. And to do that, it really help if you could give some kind of donation. If you can't, it's cool. It is what it is. We still appreciate your presence here. If you can, that would be very nice, and link is in the description. Anyway, right now, let's get to our regularly scheduled program. Hey yo, I appreciate it if you could hit that like button right about now. BBN, Jack Frost speaking. Okay, so um before we get into the nuts and bolts of what this discussion is about, first I'm gonna lay down a tiny bit of foundation. I usually lay down foundation. Some of the people that don't really watch many of my videos come in, they can't tell that I'm laying down foundation, and they think that everything I'm saying is assumptions because their comprehension skills might not be up to par and they can't follow the one, two, and the three very well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to slow it down a little bit, and I'm gonna lay the foundation and say that I am, so you know. Okay. All playoffs, and probably all last season, there has been the talk of Klay Thompson leaving the Golden State Warriors after his contract comes up, not resigning, and the talks have been him going to the Lakers. Now, I don't even know where this talk came from. It could have just came directly from just media, just making this up. Let's be honest. I'm not speaking about any media outlet specifically, but media outlets have been known to just make up stories. It happens. And so I'm not sure where this actually came from, but supposedly Klay Thompson has been considering going to the Lakers because, I don't know, maybe that's his home or something. For some strange reason, people are always assuming that players want to go back to their home. That's not always the case, because if that was the case, right now you would have Durant playing for Washington, correct? So not everybody goes back home, although majority do, I guess. This guy went to Atlanta, Dwight Howard, even though that was just not a good fit for him. I don't know. That Dwight Howard just absolutely baffles me. So I'm not even gonna speak on that gentleman. So also, there has been for a little while talk of Paul George going to join him going to LA. Not the same talk, different talk. So there's been talk about Klay Thompson going to LA, and there has been talk about Paul George wanting to go to LA. They're both from the area, I'm guessing. Why doesn't anybody talk about DeMar DeRozan going to LA? That baffles me. That really does baffle me. Isn't he from that area? Anyway, so now there's talk that was the layer I was laying down. So now there's talk of Klay Thompson, Paul George talking to Klay Thompson about going to LA to play with each other. That came out wrong. To play on the same team. There has been talk of that. I guess now I'm supposed to tell you what I think about that, because that's the only facts that anybody has on this so far. No one has any other facts on this so far, except for that they spoke. And I'm just assuming, people are assuming that this is one of the things in which they spoke about. Now, knowing how some of the NBA has worked recently, I wouldn't just assume that Klay Thompson would leave the Golden State Warriors to go play for LA. That's not necessarily anywhere where he's going to win again anytime soon, but he does have 2 rings. So, he can go where he wants to go at this point. And his looks are absolutely going to go down because Kevin Durant has cemented himself as the best player on the best team. Not the best player on one of the best teams. I mean, quite frankly, you could probably put Kevin Durant on LeBron James's team, and he would be the best player on that team also. And I just gave a wink to let you know, yes, I think that Kevin Durant in the finals proved that he's a better player. And don't talk about stats with me about LeBron James, because he pads the stats. He's in games way longer than he has to be in games after the game's already won, in order to make sure that he gets rebounds and assists. That's why late in the game you see him being so teammate like and throwing assists to everybody so he could get his numbers up. That's what he does. He pads his stats. I'm not mad at him. I mean, hey, all the kids on 2K do it, right? I'm not mad at him. But he pads his stats. Let's just keep it a buck. I mean, that's saying something. You still have to have the skills to pad the stats, so I'm not really. So, even if somebody says that, if you don't have skills, you can't pad the stats. So you have to actually have the skills in order to pad the stats. I'm just saying that he stays in games longer than he needs to stay in games, because the game's either so far gone that they can't win it, or there's no way that they're going to lose it. And he still stays in games in order to get stats and, run up the miles on his body, which by the end of the year, when it gets to the finals and all this other stuff, might be a little bit of wear and tear. But surprisingly, there's never any wear and tear on LeBron. So, I'm not going to bring up those steroids rumors. Anyway, so also there has been the talk about Paul George teaming up with LeBron in Cleveland. But Paul George has said that he's not going to, supposedly, this is the rumor, Paul George has said that he is not going to go to Cleveland unless LeBron re-signs with Cleveland, because he doesn't want to get stuck there. Oh, wait. I mean, I could have all made this just different videos, but I'm just going to just mash it all in here right now. Also, Kyrie Irving said that if LeBron doesn't stay, he wants to get traded also. So, yeah, no. That's what happened. Exactly. Look, the NBA is a whole bunch of... NBA is different. It's... People aren't waiting for the offseason to working out and get better. People are just figuring out how to get people to their team so they can win. They're not trying to, go home for the offseason, work on something, bring it back next year, and then be more devastating. They're not doing that. That was the 70s. That wasn't really the 70s. In the 70s, that was, people had to get jobs. They wasn't getting that much money in the NBA. So I think in the 70s, people actually had to have jobs in the off season. But in the 80s, you had where people would get better in the off season, or practice or work out so they can get better in the off season. In the 90s, you had people working out in the off season to get better. In the early 2000s, you had people working out in the off season to get better. Now there is none of that. It's who could we get to come to our team so now we could beat them other dudes. That's it. So that's what we're working with. That's what the NBA has become. I had some kid in the freaking park the other day basically start running off names of people who he thinks is a better shooter than Larry Bird. You can't make this up. you can't make this up. He was just running off names of all the people he thinks shoot better than Larry Bird. Larry Bird. Exactly. The guy whose jump shot was so devastating, it made every other little thing he do unstoppable also. You know how devastating your jump shot has to be? That's the number one thing that somebody has to pay attention to. Because if they don't pay attention to the jump shot, you're definitely going to make it. It's not even a question. Anyway, so Cleveland is trying to restack as usual because LeBron doesn't want to play with no less than 5 All-Stars. You don't got like 4 or 5 All-Stars on his team. LeBron don't even want to show up for the NBA season. So, there's that. And the NBA likes for the Lakers to be a good team, so they're working to help the Lakers be able to, be competitive. Because it's not for nothing, the NBA is better when the Lakers are good. When the Lakers are good, the NBA is just better. When the Knicks and the Lakers are good, the NBA is the shit. The NBA is the best league in. The only time that the NBA is not the best American sports league, when those two teams are good, is when in football the NFC East is just the beast, where they're just running through everybody. and they just killing each other every time they go up against each other. Other than that, when the Lakers, the Celtics, and the Knicks all have good teams, I mean good teams, like good teams, that's just when the NBA is the best. And the NBA just seems like the balls are bouncing in the right direction for the Lakers to be, be good, as you just heard from the players that's thinking about going there, and for the Celtics to also be good. The balls are just bouncing in that direction. It's just they're getting friendly rolls. It's the Knicks who needs to do something. So anyway, quick update. Paul George might be going to Lakers to play with Klay Thompson and Lonzo Ball. So look for them to be talking about picking up a center pretty soon. Looking for them to be talking about picking up a center. That's going to be interesting. Anyway, leave comments down below. I want to know what y'all think about this, about everything. Anything that I said in the video at all that interests you, I want to know what y'all think about it. So just, comment on whatever. It doesn't have to be held to one thing or the other. Just any which one of the scenarios in which I spoke about. Comment, like, subscribe. And if you ain't hit that notification button, hit that notification button already. Stop playing yourself. Share. And that's all I got for you. I'm out. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you would like to help dictate the direction that this channel takes, please leave a comment. All comments are appreciated, whether positive or negative. Thank you very much and enjoy your day. And remember, positive thoughts cause for positive things to happen. Let's get it.